Jay Worthy's here.
What's up, Kev?
Very rare Jay Worthy interview in 2023. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. We always catch each other out in functions.
Yes, sir, man. You've been working so hard, bro.
Appreciate that.
You got the tour coming up?
I got the tour coming up, yeah. First leg of the tour. Excited about that, you know what I'm saying? Perform some new material about to come out, so always good, you know.
Yeah, I feel like you have a pretty insane output when it comes to just like putting out bodies of work, bro. Like for you, like what would you kind of attribute the work ethic to? Just it feels like you figured it out.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, man. You know, like I studied the greats, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just even I'm gonna say it, just watching Pac, like when he was in the studio, he would tell him like, look, we're gonna lay all this shit down, mix and master that shit later. Let's get the verses done, on to the next. Like I'm always trying to get to the finish line, and it's easy to do when you're like working on a project with one producer. So for example, if I lock in with Fraud, we're in there, like I just left New York. I was there for a week. We did 10 records in 2 sessions, you know what I'm saying? And
You guys already got 2 albums. So.
yeah, we got 2 albums, and this next one is me and Kamaya, all produced by Fraud.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. I wanted to put her on, you know, like
Some
samples.
different shit, yeah.
Yeah, you know, because I feel like I'm good at, you know, I can A&R and curate things well. So it's cool to like, you know, I'm like, well, you know what? That hasn't been done before. Let's do that. You know.
For people who don't know, man, give us your background. Obviously, you're from LA. Kind of how long you've been making music, where you're from, what part of the city you're from.
You know, from the west side of Compton. I've been doing this shit a little minute. You know, I kind of came into the game with Yams. He was the first one to kind of discover me. You know, put out a project in the SoundCloud era with Fool's Gold, and then my debut EP was with Alchemist in 2017. That's when I started like streaming and putting music out. So, you know, we still knew we still on the first run, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna run it up some more. But, you know, I've been in the game a little second, I guess.
How did ASAP Yams discover you?
So me and Yams, we met in Texas, you know what I'm saying? And the way that we met was kind of crazy. I was out fucking around at South by Southwest. We was on the same like showcases or whatnot. Right. And he just took a liking to me, bro. He was like, man, I fuck with this dude. And, you know, we had mutual friends like Dash and stuff. And there was a lot of shit going on at South by. I think there was like a Rumble somewhere at the Fader Fort or some shit like that. It was that year. But anyways, we was wilding out there. We got along, and at the time I was living with Big Face, Games brother on Brazil and Wilmington, and I brought Dash over there. That's I don't know if you know who Dash is, but he used to rap with them a lot too. That's Dame Dash nephew. Okay. And I put him on a joint, and we shot a video, and Yams liked it, and you know what I'm saying? And this time I was kind of figuring out my sound. I was like, you know, I just wanted to rap over oldies and, you know, loop shit up. Yeah, you know, so he kind of gave me the direction. Like, you know, he put the confidence in me, because before I was just rapping in the hood with the homies, and the only, like, you know, success I had seen at the time, you know, was like Game or, you know, I used to run around with Suge and, you know, just soak up game from him. But this was some new shit, you know what I'm saying? And I liked the way the direction, like, I liked the way the music was going. And, like, this was around, like, everybody was hanging out at Fairfax. And I'm just, you know what I'm saying, streetwear culture, skateboarding, all that type of shit. And I was like, oh, this shit is cool, and it can get me out of the hood. So, you know, I started fucking around and moving in those circles a little bit.
Okay. What year were you running around with Suge Knight?
Damn, Suge, probably like young, like 2008, 9. Yeah, maybe 2007 even. Yeah, crazy. yeah. Suge would give me a lot of game, man. You know, and bring us around and stuff. And but you know, I seen the game change, and you know, I had to take a different approach, and you know, you got to move with the times. You know what I'm saying?
How did you guys initially connect?
Who, me and Suge?
Yeah.
Well, just, you know, just Compton shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, some of the big homies, you know, was fucking with him, and you know, brought me around him, and he took a liking to me. And
Are you making music at this time?
I was, but I was like, you know, I'd kind of like, I'd gotten, you know, more caught up in street shit. I'm not gonna lie, and like music was just like secondary to me.
Almost?
Yeah, it was like a hobby, but I, you know, I definitely still did it, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know really what direction to go in yet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have my sound. Like before I started doing this stuff as London Drugs, I had put out one tape with Mustard, and I would just take different songs from different studios, and I'm like, Mustard was the homie, so
He hosted it?
Yeah, he
This
hosted
was before he was
it.
making beats, then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was making beats. He had just did Rack City.
Okay.
So like, and then Nima had hit me. That's how I got in the Empire system, because I remember I just threw the tape out there. And this is still like physicals, and like a couple of my boys that were from like the jungles. They were like, instead of just putting the tapes in swap meets and liquor stores around the hood, you should go up to Fairfax and put it in the Hundreds and Supreme and Diamond and
Streetwear spots.
Yeah. So that kind of like brought me up there, and then you know, people on that side of town started hearing my shit. So I was like, you know, I had the right intentions to do it, but I wasn't like, it wasn't until like, you know, I got with Sean and started like, you know, really figuring out my sound and what I wanted to do. And then, you know, with the help of Yams, just kind of showing me the ropes a little bit. You know, Yams did a lot. He put me with Vice, and then that led into me producing that documentary with Kendrick, or about Kendrick and my homies, called Noisy Bompton, and that then also had Vice was doing all of my videos. Then I had Fool's Gold. You know what I'm saying? So that was like kind of the push that pushed me into like, all right, I'm gonna take music serious all the way. You know what I'm saying?